keys are to the glory days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time. Position battles are coming in training camp. We want to be talking about them because we really need to know what to look at, what to watch in camp, and this one is going to be a huge battle because Emmanuel Mosley has been slated, and I think everyone thinks he's going to get that job, but Ambry Thomas is coming up from behind. He's right there in his shadow waiting, ready to pounce.
But God, he's got a steel chair, and he's got a steel chair. He's about to hit Emmanuel Mosley over the head. We don't know that for sure, but what we do know is that Ambry Thomas is unknown.
Yeah.
Didn't play last year in college. There's not really a lot of tape recently out there of Ambry Thomas. So what has changed? How much has he improved? Is he really, in fact, secretly ready to take over there at the number 2 corner slot? And at pick 102, we got ourselves a steal. We don't actually know, which is why this position battle in training camp is so important, because this could be the future of the 49ers cornerback room, especially if this guy is good to go. You can move on from Emmanuel Mosley here in the future, pay Jason Verrett a little bit more money going on in the future. So now you have those 2 spots, 1 and 2 locked in, especially with Ambry Thomas on a real cheap rookie contract, being a guy that you got at 102. This could have a massive impact on the secondary going forward, and it's very important to talk about because he adds a lot of things. He can do a lot of things for this room. Maybe not necessarily that Emmanuel Mosley can't do, but if he's slotting in above Emmanuel Mosley, that means he's doing them better. And we've already seen the great things Emmanuel Mosley can do for this team.
Yeah, talent evaluators think he's ready to go. A lot of them think he's going to beat out Emmanuel Mosley and he's going to take this position. They have similar size. Mosley's 5'11", Ambry Thomas is 6 foot. Both of them are similar weight, right around 190 pounds. But Ambry Thomas, unknown, the fact he didn't play last year. We don't got any recent film, so we're projecting. We're looking at what he did in 2019 and then projecting it, to now. How much growth has happened? That is going to be the big question. When we get to see it, in training camp and in the preseason, I think, our eyes will let us know right away where this guy sits. But the freaky athletic ability, the quick twitch, the way he's able to get in and out of breaks, to really push on the football when it's in the air, those are things that he does well. He can play man, he can play zone. The cerebral aspect he looks at in the game. He's really going to learn, especially from Jason Verrett and from the secondary coaches, is how to play against the offensive coordinator and not a man. That is one of the issues that I see so many times with these young corners, is they really are going out there and I'm going to play against this guy's skill set. Know what the offensive coordinator is doing first. If you know what he's doing, you know what route combinations he runs, you know what he normally runs on third and second down, when this yardage and this formation, then you have an idea. And I think that that's going to be something that's going to elevate his game. How quickly he picks up this system is also going to determine how quickly he can ascend and if he can catch Emmanuel Mosley.
Yeah, that's the big thing for him, is catching Emmanuel Mosley, because I think Emmanuel Mosley right now has the edge and the heads up because he does a lot of the similar things. He has the flexibility. The physicality is definitely there for him as well. I think that's the area that Ambry Thomas doesn't have that Emmanuel Mosley has, is the level of physicality he plays at right now against NFL wide receivers, because Emmanuel Mosley has done that and Ambry Thomas has not. What a coinky dink. Who would have thought of that, right? But Thomas's upside is there. Getting in and out of breaks, like you talked about, the athleticism in which he plays with, it's going to be a little bit better than a guy like Emmanuel Mosley is just off the jump, where he went to school, where he got picked at, right? This is a guy that can do those things. It's just a question of, can he do them at a high level against NFL caliber wide receivers? The good thing going for him is the thing you talked about, Ant, with the cerebral aspect of it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen cornerback coaches and other things, people of that nature who are skill coaches, teaching skill, talking about how they need to watch film and study receivers and understand the things that they do. And it's like, maybe at the high school level, maybe, but even then, you should be focused on the offensive coordinator.
Yes.
Because the O coordinator is going to be making the decisions, scheming up a game plan to go against a defense's game plan. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're going to put packages or call plays to try and isolate guys in situations against an opponent, but you're going to be doing that based on what you see on the field and what the scheme is and what the coverage is. Because if you have a cover 3 look out there, you're not going to be able to match him up one-on-one necessarily in space because the guy's going to be playing deep third.
Yeah.
So you throw him on a stop route, he's going to be going up against a linebacker or a safety coming down in that cover 3 look, right? Like that's not how it works. You play against the opposing coach because the opposing coach is putting these players in positions to make plays. They are going to, based on what they see, call plays to get them into certain areas of the field or try and get them certain matchups. So as a defender, it's important to know when we're in this or when we give this type of look, they do this 20% of the time, they do this 15% of the time, they do this 75% of the time. As a defender, if you know what a tendency is of the offensive coordinator, you can be ready for what you're going to see on the field. If you're studying film and watching a specific player or a particular type of player, your eyes are going to deceive you because they're going to do this. You come up on that thinking, oh, I got this lot. I've seen him do this 100 times. He runs this little stop route, right, and they throw him the ball there. Right, you watched it 100 times when he caught it, but what you missed was you're in cover 3 responsibility. You're coming down on that hitch route, and now you have an inside slot receiver running a corner route to your third of the field that you're supposed to be covering, and now you're blown. Big play. Everyone's standing there going, what the heck's going on? And you look like a fool because fans may be sitting there going, I can't believe the safety didn't have that when it was really your responsibility to be there.
If you're trying to cover a receiver and you don't understand an offensive tendencies, then it's like a vast amount of things that you have to know. You have to try to play every single thing. Every single route has to be available. You have no idea what you're doing, what you're looking at. They could go inside, they could go outside, they could stop, they could go deep. If you know an offense's tendencies, then it cuts everything down into a small box. Now, I know that 10% of the time they do these. That allows you to play with anticipation. When you play with anticipation, number one, you can make plays. Number two, you can cause turnovers. That is what was always great about Richard Sherman. He knew that 5% he could narrow it down to 5%. They're going to do this. Then he could look at the quarterback and tell by the drop what was going to happen after that, and it cut it down to 2%. Everything got brought up and brought down, and then if it was play action, then it brought it down to 1%. Everything was a little thing that took it down to where he knew exactly what route was going to happen. How many times did you hear them say he ran the route for him? He was right where the ball was because he knew it was coming. That is the aspect that this guy is looking to come with, that Ambry Thomas is. How quickly he can get there and understand offensive tendencies, offensive route combinations, formations, where alignment is. Oh, he's outside the numbers. Oh, he's inside the numbers. What is he going to run off of that?
Second and medium. He's lining up inside the numbers here. Based on film study, that means 15% of the time he runs this, and 20% of the time he runs this. 5% of the time he'll run a deep route over the middle of the field, right? And then the quarterback takes his 5-step drop, 7-step drop, and he's going, this guy's going middle to intermediate, and now you've eliminated 75% of the options.
Because every single offensive coordinator has tendencies, no matter what. Every single one is. It's just finding what that tendency is. And if you do enough film study, you will find it. And if you hit on it just right, you will call everything they do in a row, and it's just terrible for them. They don't understand it. I may have done that a few times.
It's great, actually.
But yes, that is something that you're looking at, and that's what I love to hear from a young player, is that's what they're looking to do. If he can couple that with the physical gifts that he has, he's going to be successful. One question I do have about his physical gifts, though, how is he going to play against physical receivers? When he gets in there against a DK Metcalf, or he gets in there against, one of these bigger receivers, a Julio Jones, for instance, are they going to be able to body him and throw him around? He will get a good look in training camp against 49ers bigger receivers. How he matches up and handles that is going to be something I'm interested in, because I don't know what his body development has been. In college, he played a little smaller. I gave him 190 pounds when we were talking earlier, but he was 184 pounds. I'm just guessing that he's had at least 6 to 8 pounds of development over the last year.
You really hope so, especially with the amount of time that he had off.
Yeah, I'm really hoping so. But that is a question that I have ultimately for him. If he can do that and he can play that way, he's going to be able to press Emmanuel Mosley for this job.
Oh, yeah.
Emmanuel Mosley, though, is going to play his full heart out, and he has the talent to start in this league. I think that's been proven. Because there's two reasons. Number one, he doesn't want to lose his job to Ambry Thomas. He just got this job.
Yeah.
Second of all, he signed a 2-year deal. You know what he wants? A big money contract. He's still young enough to get a big money contract, and he wants that, but he has to prove it. An added pass rush is going to help him, and that might be what prevents him from ever coming off the field. But Ambry Thomas has to get it done early in training camp and early in the preseason.
And it's a big hill to climb. Listen, by no means, we've been saying all these things about Ambry Thomas. it's not like we don't think Ambry Thomas can't do it or that he can do it, right? It's not one way or the other. It's just going to be difficult because Emmanuel Mosley has a lot to prove and has a lot to show himself.
Yeah.
Jason Verrett might not get a lot of run in the preseason, which means you're going to get some opportunities for Mosley to show out early and Thomas to be on the field on the opposite side to show out early. And it's really just going to come down to, right, who demonstrates that with this pass rush, with the things that we can do, who can play at a high level. If Emmanuel Mosley is playing at a high level, then you're not going to rush Ambry Thomas onto the field and put him in situations where he could potentially fail. You're going to, again, continue to try and build up the confidence. Put him out there in situations where he's not going to get matched up against the number one guy against the defense, where he's going to get to go against their second or third option and have a chance to shine and star and build that confidence up. Because you saw with Ahkello Witherspoon, when the confidence was there, Witherspoon played great, especially when he was healthy. But when the confidence is gone, he was a liability. And when you're a young receiver or young corner in this league, confidence is key. Right now, he has all the confidence in the world, and that's great. If you're the 49ers and you can protect it, protect it. Don't put this guy out there in situations where he's going to get torched or has an opportunity to get beat or is out there unprepared. Make sure this guy has got all the confidence in the world, all the tools and the information that he needs to have success, because if he has success early, that success is just going to continue to translate into more and more confidence, more and more big plays, more and more opportunities to create turnovers, and become a bright star for this team in the future.
And the good news for him is in camp, he gets to go against Brandon Ayuk and his shiftiness, his press releases and getting downfield.
Great.
He gets to go against Deebo Samuel's physicality, Jalen Hurd's versatility, Mohamed Sanu's craftiness, and George Kittle's greatness. When you get to go against that kind of stuff in practice, it will help you develop your game. You will be able to do it. He will have an understanding of the 49ers offense. Another thing to keep in mind when they have their dual practices with the Chargers, he gets to go against Keenan Allen. He gets to go against Mike Williams.
And Mr. Guyton over there with the speedster there.
Yeah. So he's going to have those times where it's at practice, and he gets to learn. Those are great learning experiences. If he's able to step up, maybe he pushes Emmanuel Mosley. I think he's still a little bit behind him, but I hope he proves me wrong, because if this guy's actually better than Emmanuel Mosley, then that means the secondary is better than I actually thought. And that is scary for everyone. Scary.
Super scary. And as a 49er fan, that should get you even more hyped for this year and what the season could be, right? Because if he's better than Emmanuel Mosley was in 2019, this defense is lights out. This might be one of the best defenses the Niners have ever put together, because that 2019 defense was pretty gosh darn good.
It was.
They could be making that, maybe giving that 1984 defense a run for their money. Hey, Ann?
No.
Not yet.
I'm not going to put them on that level. Yeah, that 1984 defense was special.
That is.
Just over 16 points a game is going to be hard to duplicate. If the 49ers were able to duplicate 1984's defense, they're going to the Super Bowl. They're winning the Super Bowl.
Lock up the quest for 6?
You might as well Floyd it. It's bar none.
Bar none. And the 1980, the Dolphins, excuse me, the undefeated Dolphins.
Yeah.
Might not be popping that champagne if this defense is doing that.
Let's not go.
Don't tease you. Don't tease you with that.
No, don't do it, because I still have the nightmares of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the bad call. One call goes the wrong way. But as far as defense goes, yes, it's going to be great. Ambry Thomas is going to benefit from having a great defensive line and the best front seven in football, in my opinion. And if somebody doesn't like it, come at me, bro. But I'm all for it, and I think this is going to be a cool battle to watch. Maybe some people don't think it's a battle. I definitely think it is. Thomas they're going to give him every opportunity to go out there and take it, and Emmanuel Mosley is going to get every opportunity to make sure he doesn't.
Exactly. This is going to be a fun one to watch indeed. Those joint practices especially are going to get a good exposure for Ambry Thomas and for the 49er faithful out there to get a look at this kid first look and just see what he can do. Let us know what you think about this position battle down below. Is it like Ant said, this is really a position battle, and each guy's going to have an opportunity to solidify themselves on this depth chart? Or do you disagree completely? This isn't a battle, it's Mosley's job. Or the inverse. You're going to go there right now, right? Ambry Thomas is cornerback number 2, and Emmanuel Mosley, that's just a guy. He's there he's going to play the same role he played when we had Witherspoon, right? In case Thomas can't do it, we got Mosley there behind it. We want to hear from you. Let us know down below right now. And while you're down there commenting away, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And go check out the merch store. Join the Cutback crew and rep that Cutback crew merch. Look at that thing. It is absolutely beautiful. You want to cop that. You want to wear that around and show everybody how special and important you are in the 49ers world and in the 49ers Cutback.
Yeah, join the Cutback crew. Get you one of these nice t-shirts. They're pretty awesome.
They are.
I enjoy it. It feels nice on the skin, which is awesome. One thing, let's make sure we have tempered expectations for what Ambry Thomas can do.
Sure.
This is not 1981. He's not Ronnie Lott, and he's not Eric Wright. So let's just remember that when we're watching, but let's be hopeful that he can be in that mold and he can play to that level at some point. It's a different NFL, and those guys were pretty special. But if he can live up to any sort of expectations that we've talked about today, the 49ers are sitting pretty at the cornerback position.
Man, it's going to be exciting times. Cannot wait to see this position battle unfold. Cannot wait to talk about even more position battles that we got coming up for you. But 49ers fans, until next time, you stay safe.
And remember, the right way
is always the 49ers way.